One of the things that prohibits our employers and cities and municipalities, anything you want to, is the cost of care, right? So until they had a really big reason, they didn't pull the trigger on doing those things and really supporting this stuff. In addition, I think one of the biggest, and I think the last barrier for anybody to get help, even if they don't see stigma, they're not avoiding it, and they don't fear repercussions, money's still a thing. Time is still a thing. I might not have the time to go because I have a bunch of kids or sick family or stuff like that. So let's talk about that cost and availability of care.
Doing the peer support thing for a little while, we help a lot of individuals get into different care modalities, whether it be getting inpatient, or getting to therapists, psychologists, whatever it may be. The problem with it is the cost, and the cost part of it goes with if your employer doesn't have a good healthcare system or healthcare for their employees, they're paying out of pocket. Now, you can't find somebody who does this stuff under $100 an hour. I mean, that's like a minimum. When we talk about all these other things, it kind of plays into everything. Is you may have been calling off of work, like Pam was talking about. So you're not necessarily getting the money coming in that you normally be coming in. Put on top of it, how am I going to spend $100 a week now to go talk to somebody? That's just one, if you're going one time a week. So now I have financial stress on top of everything. So now I'm in a crisis. I've got bad stuff happening. Now I can't pay for it. A lot of the times, that's one of the biggest barriers is they can't pay for it. They can't take groceries off the table so they can go to see a psychologist or a mental health professional. So they make the decision to put food on the table rather than take care of themselves. And then they start going down that bad path because they're not talking to anybody. And the insurance companies need to really take a look at this stuff and go, this is just as important as if I break my leg. If I walked into work with a broken leg, they'd be like, what are you doing here? Mm-hmm. But if I walk into work with depression, anxiety, PTSD, nobody can see that. And they're like, well, you can work, right? Why are you taking so much time off? But if I got a broken leg, no one's asking me why I'm taking so much time off. Well, I can't pay for it. So I'm here. I have to come to work. That's one of the biggest issues is the cost. That stops a lot of people because there's no good way around it. If your insurance doesn't cover it, it's out of pocket.